Hey guys, and welcome back to BeystationDB. So quickly before today's video, I'm just going to explain why things in this tournament were a little bit different to usual, but there's no major deal. We just had one round less than usual. So basically we had the return of Trey this week, although it was a short cameo as he had to leave basically due to an emergency after the first round. So that kind of messed up things with the companion app, so we couldn't play the fifth round in the end. But we do have an extra treat for you this week, as we do have a third place playoff match to replace that fifth round. So yeah, Trey will be in the first round, but after that, if you don't see him again, that is why. But yeah, we're just going to quickly jump through the deck build. I'm not going to spend too long on it because it's pretty much the same as before if you've watched any of our last videos, but we have the Silver Wolf on at 963 ball to start us off with. Pretty much a staple in my deck at this point, along with Wizard Rod on 160 Hexa, another staple in the deck now. Those two have been pretty much locked in now for a few months. But making its return for the second or third week in a row now, but on a different ratchet, is Nightmare on 560 Rush. So like I say, not a major difference to what I've been running recently, bar the ratchet change on Nightmare. The only reason being behind it is I wanted it to have a little bit more stamina, which I do think has helped with Nightmare's performance in this particular tournament. But without wasting too much of your time, guys, we're going to jump straight into the tournament. Right, so we have round one, Jamie A versus Jamie P here. Jamie A to the left, Jamie P to the right. Jamie P using that turbo ratchet stroke bit in this one, giving it a little bit of a try out. Let's see if it does anything. Jamie does take the 2-0 lead here, Jamie P that is, as we go into the second blades here. Jamie A with the Keel Shark against Jamie P's Cobalt Dragoon, and we get the match underway here. A few heavy hits early on, but Jamie P's Cobalt Dragoon gets the pocket there and takes the win. We now move on to Heather versus Trey. This is Trey's one and only round, as mentioned, before he disappeared. But Heather gets a heavy burst on Trey early in the first match to take the 2-point lead. Going into the second battle here now. Heather with the 2-0 advantage here going into the second round, as Trey's Aero Pegasus lands a heavy hit or two, and secures him a point. Going into the third blaze now, Chain Incendio versus Silver Wolf. I apologise for that background noise there. And Heather gets a huge extreme on Trey, taking the victory there. But as I say, that's the last we see of Trey for this, as he had to leave. Going into this battle though, we've got Frankie versus Perry. First blades, Frankie with the Fox Brush, Perry there with the Buster Dram. And a very quick burst there gives Frankie the win. There was contact, both blades had made contact with the stadium as well. It was just one of those unfortunate ones that was over before it started. Going into the second battle here though, and pretty much as quick as the first battle, Perry returns the favour with the burst there. It's now 2-2 going into the third blades, and out of nowhere, Perry's blade there bursts, and Frankie takes the victory. A round full of bursts there. We now have Kane versus Leslie.
3, 2, 1.
Kane missing a big X dash there early on. As Leslie lands a half-hearted one, but it's enough to get him the spin victory there. And Leslie with the Phoenix Wing now against Kane's Wizard Rod here. That Phoenix Wing riding around in the X rail backwards there. A little reverse X dash. A few heavy hits in this late game part of the battle now. But it looks like Leslie's Phoenix Wing is going to tie before the Wizard Rod, as it often does. And Kane levels things up there. Going into the third battle now. Kane with his trusty Buster Dran now. And he gets a big burst there on Leslie. Making it 3-1 now. Kane only needing a point to seal things as we go into the reshuffle here. Who will he choose? Leslie goes with the Phoenix Wing, and Kane naturally goes for the Buster Dran. But Leslie manages to pocket Kane there. It's 3 apiece now.
Oh no! Ladies, set. 3, 2, 1.
Next point wins here. And after an insane start to the battle, Leslie gets the burst on Kane there, taking the victory. We now have me versus Chris in the last match of the first round. Chris with that Wizard Rod on Quake, making a little bit of a Frankenstein Beyblade today against my Nightmare here. But yeah, the Rod on Quake manages to outspin me there. Going into the second blades now. I've got my Wizard Rod out on this one. It isn't on Quake. Mine's on a 160 hexa variant, which is a little bit more normal, I suppose. As we can hear there, Chris is talking about how he wanted to make an awful bay, and somehow he created a monster, which he seemingly has done. If you continue watching this video, you'll see how this Wizard Rod does in the rest of the tournament. But yeah, I grabbed myself a point back there going into the third blades here. I believe each of us are using Silver Wolf here, the only difference being the ratchets, with mine being on the 960 variant and Chris being on the stock ratchet, I believe. As you can see, I tried to get a lower angle there to actually figure out whose was whose. As this fairly tame match comes to an end, and I take the win there on making it 2-1 on the reshuffle. After the reshuffle though, we both go for Wizard Rod here. Quake versus Hexa. And Chris ends up getting the pocket on my Wizard Rod, so maybe Wizard Rod on Quake is the way forward. Chris only needs a point. As each of us go for the Silver Wolf here. So another mirror match in this one. And Chris gets the spin win in the end. So yeah, I take my first L in the first round. So not a great start. Going into the second round though, we have Chris versus Heather. Chris getting to use that Rod on Quake again to show us what it's capable of. Heather with the Chain Incendio, I believe, and Chris with that Rod on Quake getting the extreme finish there. taking a 3-0 victory, 3-0 lead even over Heather here. Can Heather pull it back? She makes a start there with a big burst, so it's 3-2. Getting into the third blades now.
Latest set. 3, 2.
And a few missed X dashes there, but yeah, there was contact at the start, so Heather takes the victory there. And Kane versus Frankie here.
Oh, I do not like. Got your tassels? Latest set. 3, 2, 1.
And Kane ends up being heavily tilted here early on into this battle, just bouncing around the stadium on his side as Frankie takes the spin win in the first round. Going into the second blades now.
3, 2, 1.
And Kane's wizard rod gets burst there by Frankie, so it's now 3-0 to Frankie. She just needs a point to see out the victory here against Kane.
3, 2, 1.
And we're underway here in the third round of this battle here. Fairly tame start to this one as we speed through this a little bit here. Frankie Silverwolf here though, looking like it has a little more stamina there than Kane, as Frankie gets the clean sweep there. As we move on to the next battle, Jamie P now versus Leslie. Phoenix Wing against the Drown Brave there. I had to think about that for a second. Don't really see many CX bays in these tournaments very often. But Leslie almost had the extreme there on Jamie, but it escapes, saving Jamie P from being 3 points down here rather than the 1. Going into the second blades now. Impact Drake though doesn't allow Leslie a chance out of the pocket, and Jamie gets the extreme there. Jamie just needs a point here now to seal the victory. Leslie got a little way to come back here if he wants to win this one. Well, that's a good way of doing it, as he gets the extreme, flips the match on the head and takes the points. Takes the victory there. We now have Jamie A versus Perry. And we go round 1. And a quick start to this one sees Jamie pocket Perry there. So it's 2-0 to Jamie. Going into the second blade, Kill Shark against Hover Wyvern.
3, 2, 1.
And both blades missing their X dashes. But there was a little bit of contact in there. Yeah, Jamie takes the victory against Perry in another quick round there. We now have Frankie versus Heather. This is round 3 now. Obviously there are a few buys now that Trey's gone. I believe I had my buy in the last round, which I didn't particularly want. I'd rather have fought Trey, but it is what it is. But a quick start to this match sees Heather take a 2-0 lead with a burst on Frankie there.
I see how it is.
Going into the second battle now. Can Frankie reply with something similar? Although that was a pretty weak launch there. Gifting Heather a point there pretty much. So it's 3-0 to Heather now. She just needs a point to seal it. But Frankie goes with a Silver Wolf for this one, which has done a pretty good job for her recently. I think it's became a favourite of hers just recently, as Heather misses a few X dashes early on, and Frankie's Silver Wolf just eats up the rest of the attacks and the rest of Heather's stamina there to make it 3-1. Going into the reshuffle here, Frankie going back again with the Silver Wolf here. hoping it can do all the leg work in this combat here. Another fairly tame battle here, but yeah, Frankie just about finished spinning before it burst, so we only awarded the 1 point to Frankie there for that one. We did have a look at it. We were pretty certain it stopped spinning before the burst, so we counted the spin over the burst there, so it's 3-2. It's now Chain Incendio versus Foxbrush here, I believe now. Ever just needing the point, Frankie could do with 2. Each player undefeated at this stage in round 3. But Heather's Chain Incendio does the job there as Heather takes the victory. We now have Chris versus Jamie A now in this 3rd round battle. Chris bringing out the Quake Rod again to cause some more damage to his opponents here. Although it's not on this occasion, as it pockets itself, and Jamie takes the 2-0 lead here going into the second blades. Keel Shark against Silver Wolf there, and a quick pocket from the Keel Shark sees Jamie A win. We now go into Jamie P versus Kane here. The Drum Brave here against the Drum Sword, I believe. But Kane takes the 1-0 lead there, going into the second blade. Kane with the Hell's Hammer against Jamie P's Cobalt Dragoon here, but with a huge extreme dash that misses the mark early on. But Jamie P does get the burst on Kane to make it 2-1 and flip the game on its head. Going into the 3rd blades, we have Impact Drake versus Wizard Rod.
3, 2, 1.
Massive hit there from Impact Drake. But Wizard Rod going strong, as it so often does. It even has a little ride around the rail itself as the Impact Drake loses spin, and Kane takes a point to level things off. Now we've got Cobalt Dragoon against Kane's Drum Sword after the reshuffle there.
3, 2, 1.
And a big burst there sees Kane take the victory. And we now go into my battle here at the end of the 3rd round against Leslie. My Wizard Rod against his Phoenix Wing here to start things off with, I believe. And Wizard Rod takes the 2 points there, the pocket there on Leslie. It's now Nightmare against, I believe, his Tail Viper, although I'm not 100% sure there. A few heavy hits early on. Sees my Nightmare ended up pretty tilted, but yeah, he ends up pocketed in the end as well, so not very good there. Good reply from Leslie to level things off. But here we go with my Silver Wolf now, who gets the pocket on Leslie there and seals me my first actual victory, being as I got a bye in the 2nd round. So yeah, but yeah, like I said earlier, we've only got 4 rounds, so I'm 2-1 at this point. As we go into this 4th round with Perry versus Chris, with Chris with that rod getting another pocket on Perry in this particular match, showing that Rod on Quake may well be the way forward here. 2nd blades here, and we've got the Hover Wyvern against the Silver Wolf here, and after a few hits, the Wyvern goes for a trip around the X-Rail and puts itself in this pocket. giving Chris the win against Perry there. We now have Frankie versus Leslie now in this final round. And Frankie takes an early 2-0 lead, pocketing Leslie's Phoenix Wing there.
I was just giving it a minute to see if it jumped out. Just like, Second blade.
Going into the second blades.
Sometimes we're a bit hasty to grab our blades out of pockets. Like 3, 2, 1. Certain ratchets jump out if you give it a second.
Each blade dancing around each other here, missing the mark on the X dashes. Right, who's going to falter first? Awarded the point to Frankie just there. It was a very close one there. I'm pretty sure I must have looked back at the footage on that one. It was very, very close one. But Frankie only needs a point now, and she has that silver wolf to do it here. Leslie trying as hard as he can though to pocket that wolf there. With a few hits that were on the mark. Well, Frankie has the stamina to see the victory. Now we've got Kane versus Jamie A in their final match in this round.
3, 2, 1. You brought a wizard rod. It's not a wizard rod. It's not a wizard rod.
I'm not too sure what all that chat about wizard rod is at that point there with Kane, but yeah, Jamie takes the spin win in the first round here. Kane with the Duran sword here. Didn't quite catch what Jamie was using this time around. Few heavy hits there. And a extreme sees Jamie A clean sweep Kane there. As we go into my last battle here against Heather. Before we go to top cut. Heather undefeated at this point before I play her. But my wizard rod looks like it's just about to get me the spin win. Literally by the skin of my teeth. That gives me the 1-0 lead here. Now with Nightmare versus Chain Incendio here. And heavy hit early on from my Nightmare. Didn't quite do what it was intended to do there, as each blade seems to slow down. I just have enough stamina to see that one out, so it's 2-0 now. As I go with my Silver Wolf for this third battle here. Silver Wolf's been pretty consistent for me today, and for a lot of people. It's definitely part of the meta in the local scene here at the current moment in time. As it seals me the point there. As we go into the reshuffle, I just need 1 point to finish it off. As we go with the wizard rod to see this one out. Excuse me. And the wizard rod gets the pocket in the end, and I win my match here. We're going into top 4 now. We have Heather versus Frankie, and myself versus Jamie in the other one. But here we go, the two girls get us underway in this first semi-final to 7 points here. And Frankie takes the early lead with the spin win there, putting her 1-0 up here. Going into the second blade.
We need abuse, guys. 3, 2, 1.
And a big pocket there for Heather sees her flip the match on its head. As we go into the third blades, the Chain Incendio versus Silver Wolf here. 2 stamina types.
It wasn't even on board. If it was on board, it would have lasted longer.
Few heavy hits though, considering the type of matchup here. And Frankie takes the point as we go into the reshuffle. 2-2 now. Both blades heavily tilted here. But it's Frankie's fox brush that comes to a stop first, so Heather takes the lead in this battle now. This has been a very, very tightly contested battle so far. Just a point between them, and we're already halfway through the second rotation now. This match looks like it definitely could go to another reshuffle before this one's decided, as Frankie levels things off to make it 3-3. Like I say, extremely tight contest this one.
3, 2, 1.
And there was a little bit of glancing contact there, but never mind, it doesn't matter, as it manages to jump out of the pocket, saving Frankie from being 2 points behind here, as Heather takes a 1 point lead now. Frankie stalling up on the X rail there for a second. But yeah, the Silver Wolf does the job there, as per usual for Frankie, to level things off yet again in this battle. Neither one wants to get a little bit of breathing space on each other here in this match. They're neck and neck throughout. But just like that, Heather takes the victory off a extreme finish, as we head into the next top 4 match, which is Jamie A versus myself.
3, 2, 1.
Go out with the Rod to begin with, who does take a little bit of contact to seal me the points there, as Jamie essentially pocketed himself on that one. Going into the second blades now. Nightmare been performing a lot better for me this week since I put it on that 560 ratchet. Still on the rush bit, but the 560 just seems to give it that extra little bit of gas, that extra little bit of steam. So I've been really impressed by its performances today, but how can it do me in Top Cup? Can it seal me any points here? It does on this particular occasion. Just a spin win. Like I say, that ratchet though, I believe, has just been helping that Nightmare out just that little bit. As we go into the third battle here now, Kill Shark versus Silver Wolf here. And I'm pretty sure the Kill Shark zips around the stadium, literally bounces off the top of my Wolf out of the stadium, so I'm now 5-0 up. Still waiting for a reply off Jamie in this one after the reshuffle. I've managed to stall up in that top corner with my Wizard Rod there to avoid a few hits at the start of that battle. At this point I'm only really looking for those little 1-pointers. As you can see, the Silver Wolf's the next in the case, as I now go 6-0 up. Just need a point now. Kill Shark versus Silver Wolf here. And I try to get around the rail backwards there, but it's intercepted by Jamie, but luckily he gets pocketed and I win my match here. We're going into the third place playoff nowadays. This is a little bonus this week, considering we didn't have the 5th round that we usually show you. So Jamie A and Frankie are at it again for the honour of 3rd place this week, as Jamie A takes a 1-0 lead. And going into the second battle now. And quick early contact there. Sees Jamie put Frankie into the pocket there. It's now 3-0 to Jamie. Going into the third blades. Frankie with the trusty Silver Wolf again here, that's got so many points today. Can it get the first point on the board for her in this battle? As Jamie's Keel Shark comes to a stop, it's now 3-1 on the reshuffle here. There's a nice blend tonight of top cut competitors. We have obviously myself and Jamie A, who are both 3-time champions at this point, with Frankie and Heather both making what I believe is their first top cut appearances. So we had a few top cut rookies and a few veterans in there, so it was a nice blend. And now Frankie only has 1 point to close on Jamie here. Score now 3-2. As we head into the second blade on the second rotation now. As Frankie's Foxbrush gets the pocket on Jamie now, so she's flipped the tie on its head now. It's 4-3. Believe we've got another reshuffle after this one if this doesn't decide it here. Both blades trading blows on this one. But that keel shot looks too tilted there as Frankie opens up the gap to 2 now. Two massive hits there. As Jamie A looks pretty tilted but manages to snipe that ratchet. And I think that might be the first time today that Frankie Silverwolf hasn't won a battle, as it's now level again at 5-5. With a really close battle, this a little bit like the first top cut match that we saw with Frankie and Heather. Jamie A only needs a point here now though. Frankie needing 2, which he manages to get and takes 3rd place here. So now moving into the final now, we have myself versus Heather. A lot of people rooting for Heather here in her first final. Kind of myself as well, to be fair. But you know, you've always got to back yourself in these situations. So we go out strong with the wizard rod, on the first round here. Who gets me my first point on the board. Sometimes it's all you need to do is just get that first point on the board to get things rolling. Going into the second blades now. As I go with the Night Mail on this one, who gets a quick stadium out. As Chris throws it back in there. So yeah, it's now 3-0. Going into the third blades. As I fumble my Silverwolf there. Obviously, Nears must be getting to me a little bit there. I launched that Silverwolf rather awkwardly there. Kind of started the battle pretty tilted. But he's managed to avoid most of Heather's main attacks so far. That might just about see me through this one on this particular occasion, as Heather's blade seems like it's starting to slow down. As I say that though, mine's getting really tilted, so it's one of those that could go either way, especially if my blade starts to drag. I'm kind of hoping to get a touch here, which yeah, just about got me the point there. So it's 4-0 now as we go into the reshuffle. And I go with Nightmare against Heather's Chain Incendio.
Blades ready? Set. 3, 2, 1.
As my Nightmare misses the mark on that X dash there. And Heather gets their first point on the board there. Now going into the second blade in the second rotation. Yep, the crowd making sure Heather knows that 2 extreme finishes is all she needs at this point. So yeah, gotta be careful. But yeah, I'm hoping the wizard rod can do its usual job here and at least steal me another point here, which it does manage. So now it's 5-1. I just need 2 points now to see myself to victory here. But it's unlikely to be the case this time as we go with the silver wolf. It's usually used to getting 1 point, but does get the pocket on this particular occasion. We give it a second just to see if it comes back out, but yeah. I take the victory on this particular occasion, making myself a 4-time champion. And there you have it, guys. So I am now the first 4-time champion at Manforge after that victory this week. Although it feels like a little bit of a cheat one, being as one of my victories was a bye, and it would have been obviously against Trey had he not have left, but it is what it is. I'll take the victory nonetheless, although it does feel a little bit cheap this week, I guess, being as I only had 2 real wins instead of 3. But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up this week. Thank you to everybody that came as usual, and congratulations to Frankie and Heather on their Top Cut appearances this week. We hope to see more of that from them in the future. But yeah, guys, if you can make sure you like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated, as it lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content, so I can bring more of this to you. I'll also be entering a bigger tournament up in Nottingham in the next week or two. I can't remember exactly when the date is, but I'll be trying to get some footage from that as well, so we will have some extra content as well, guys, coming to you in the near future. So put my teeth back in, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, have a lovely time, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.